Hello everybody, welcome back to Language Litigation and Integration Part 131, Casual Conversations 55. It's July 3rd. You know what tomorrow is, everybody. It's time to snort some infinite freedoms. 300 freedoms. Can't pay $1 million, a legitimate $1 million of cash to access constitutional rights or to simply stop getting harassed. I was once again harassed in the past 2 days, simply sitting at the pool doing nothing. So today we'll be talking about current events and talking points, random and relevant stories, and then just, man, that bald eagle. When I just see the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, and I just see the crumbling Twin Towers being completely blown up by the United States government, I just feel so much freedom. When I go try to sell CBD-enriched alcohol, and they say, well, you can't sell CBD-enriched alcohol because, well, we don't really know, but I just feel so much freedom. When I go to the FBI office and they clear their belts while I have a definitive legal argument in over 350 lectures on the internet, I just feel so much freedom. When I walk around my home in the evening and someone pulls up in a car and says, what are you doing? Walking around my home in my apartment complex where I live, I feel so much freedom. When I stand on my porch and literally talk to myself as my neighbors gossip about me, I just feel so much freedom and respect. So again, here in America, again, it's like I said, I don't think other countries are better. Human beings are fucking disgusting. So, some random stories and other thoughts on buying a house. Random stories. Some current events and talking points. We had 53 adults found dead in a truck in San Antonio. And I believe 3 or 4 were charged. So again, legal border policy, I would be pretty strict on it. I don't know how you'd be practical about it. And so I'd err to whatever's practical about it again. But again, does strict border patrol or not strict border patrol really limit, the Trump snorting retards are going to say, oh, Joe Biden's weak on the border. Look at this. Does what the United States government really have effect on migration? Probably some, but I don't think it would be super consequential. Meaning I don't think Joe Biden or Donald Trump's going to affect 53 adults being in the back of a van trying to cross the fucking border in any way whatsoever. So I'd say that's a completely non-political point. But like I said, I'd be pretty strict on border patrol or borders in general. In practice, I don't know what you would exactly do. Because it's a pretty big border. It's a pretty long area. So just don't know. Here in the state of Ohio, our proud retard Jim Jordan, who can't raise his own kids, he's got to send them to school stealing from me to teach his kids how to think. But he's proud about our new abortion law for saving lives. So we had in the first 2 weeks, we had a 10-year-old girl denied an abortion after a rape in Ohio. I think she was 6 weeks pregnant. And I think the limit said 4 weeks in Ohio or something. And she was told, and I didn't verify the quote, but from a news story, she was told it's an opportunity. And now we have a more interesting case, even than a 17-year-old or a 20-year-old that just had a fun sex night out and got pregnant. Now we have a 10-year-old who got raped. So now we're talking a ball or a cluster of cells versus another child. So now what we're doing is we're prioritizing different child's lives as one matters more than the other. Right? This 10-year-old who was an absolute fucking child who got forcibly raped, now because of our ideologies, because of we want all lives matter, because of all human life has value, because like our Representative Miller says at our Trump rally, oh, victory for white life. Now we're literally prioritizing a ball of cells over another child. So that's a great precedent set here in Ohio. When we go into school, just we're on day one, just pick out the half of the students that you think are going to be the best, and tell the other ones, well, if your lives don't matter, we're going to sacrifice your lives, your freedoms, your decencies for those people because, well, it's our IDs, idyllic perfectness that we want to exist. All lives matter. Every human being has value. Oh, Christianity that we don't understand historically. Oh, God that we don't understand historically. All these books that we've never read. And now we're prioritizing children's lives over balls of cells' lives and saying it's an opportunity. Fucking disgusting. Ohio's a bunch of hillbillies. A bunch of inbred hillbillies. Fucking hillbillies. Trashiest state in the fucking world. I'm from here. I'm literally a slave in Ohio. All right, what is slavery? Forced to work. I am forced to work with active military presence, law enforcement presence, restricting me from leaving. Literally. Again, more of those freedoms I have. But absolutely. absolutely fucking disgusting, President Ohio. And again, stop stealing from me. Every single person goes to a school where they are told do not directly identify or acknowledge Brad Boas's research, and then everybody steals the merits of my work. The more people that are involved in the group, the less responsibility people feel. And again, we're on lecture 131, and it's fuck everybody, man. I have a right to my life and my property, and I would defend myself to the fullest if there was any practical way to do so right fucking now. But I'm a slave. I'm forced to work, and that's what my life will be. I got a Tinder match. Her name was Abby. She's a cute 24-year-old chick. She was probably pretty far away. I think it was like 66 miles away. So again, I set my Tinder radius at 20 miles, and so I get the 66 miles away. You know, they might be in Columbus for a day or something. Got a match. She was pretty attractive. She looked like a gymnast, so I sent her a message. Hey, exclamation marks, just one. It looks like you did. Where did you do gymnastics? I used to do some tumbling myself. No response. Double check mark. Read receipts. Okay, unmatched after 24 hours. So I bought Twitter Gold for a month to see if I really try and again, because if I can date, I will be able to eat food. But I'm so socially isolated, I'm not allowed to date. Eric Weinstein says, wait until you wait. It's better with someone who does research with you. Yeah, but I'm not allowed to access any groups of human beings to any capacity whatsoever. So I don't get a date for 20 years. Right? I went through puberty, 12 to 14? Never had a girlfriend ever. So solid 15 years of the most pubescent time ever. And yeah, just no dates at all. No flirtation. No social interactions at all whatsoever in 6 going on 7 years. So that's awesome. Fantastic. But yeah, I'm not looking. No, and I literally swipe on Tinder until it says there's no matches in your area, and then I extend the radius and I do that again up to like 30 miles, and it's just nothing ever, fucking ever. My pictures are up to date. My profile is accurate. It's not arrogant. I think my profile is bar and restaurant owner and musician looking to date. Let's do something fun. And I've got five modern pictures, so it's like sweet. R. Kelly gets 30 years for child trafficking and racketeering. Good. Touch kids, you are a fucking weirdo. Would I still listen to R. Kelly music? Yeah. If he's in jail, I don't really think supporting his music in a financial way. To me, music is distinctly different from the person. Really fan of R. Kelly's music, but glad he's in jail for 30 years for touching kids. Jordan Peterson, this was a big one. Rudy Giuliani was almost assaulted to death last week in the most aggressive assault that the world has ever been documented. But Jordan Peterson is banned, and then actually, that's an exaggeration, he was suspended from tweeting about Juno Star. And I watched he uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, says the Twitter ban, and he says, well, technically, I'm not good at Canada accent, because they all sound fucking like retards. But I watched probably the first 5 minutes of it, and he says, and I quote, I'd rather die than delete the truth. And so, let me try to pull up the tweet. As always, I don't have the things prepped. About Elliot Page. So the Juno Star, who was Ellen Page, is now Elliot Page. And Jordan Peterson tweeted, okay, I can't even find it, but it was like, remember when pride was a sin? I'll circle back to this because I want to pull up the actual tweet. But Ben Shapiro is against abortion, but is ... Jewish? Jewish people tradition is always for abortion if it affects the mother. So, again, Ben Shapiro puts on his little yarmulke, and then he says, I'm a Republican, and now those values conflict, and Ben Shapiro is his own person, and he has no idea how to behave. And then he just says, well, I'm a devout religious person, and then violates his own Jewish tradition. So that's pretty interesting. But I'm just going to pull up the Jordan Peterson video because it had the tweet on there. Good God, why is this? Oh, here it is. So if this gets me I might get a copyright strikes, but with my 3 views and my 43 subscribers, I don't think I'm going to be missing out on too much revenue. So I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to gotta get through the ads. The Supreme Court limits the EPA's ability to limit carbon emissions. Because again, I am pretty much, I'm just going to put this on YouTube, he shows the tweet in his video, but again, Justin Clarence Thomas absolutely needs to be like, can you like impeach that dude? Like that dude's an absolute fucking garbage piece of shit. Clarence Thomas, fuck you. You're a carnival judge. You need to rescind yourself. You're a dumb piece of fucking shit, and you're stealing from me. You're being personally sued from me. So, but again, I as a technologist, I think filtration things will work. As a biologist, I have no reason to pump up carbon emissions if not needed. Legally, again, I'm not a strict constitutionalist. I hate starry diseases. We all wear our black jackets, and again, I just got preemptively the bulletproof jacket just for holiday weekends. I'm sore when we're snorting infinite freedom, so I'm sure someone's gonna pull those Glocks out, and those drums, those banana clips. So I'm just preemptive, and I don't even go to cookouts. I'm just gonna you gotta watch out for stray bullets and shit. So, on carbon emissions, again, scientifically, absolutely temperatures going up. Can reverse we absolutely want to limit that. I didn't read the ruling in any way, but just Clarence Thomas in general is an absolute fucking piece of shit, piece of absolute fucking trash. As a judge, as a 0% politician, that can, as a more mature adult human being, that can see another adult human being behaving like a child, calling it values, and hiding behind a group of people. Clarence Thomas, you're a fucking piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. So I'm just still trying to get the obviously super prepared. We'll get to the other ones, then we'll get back to the Jordan Peterson if the tweet doesn't come up. So I'm just looking for the actual tweet. Another stable coins got interest because leverage demand. Couple financial points, definitely not enough for a financial video. So before I was generally curious when I saw like Kevin O'Leary saying stuff like, you know, I have USDS stable coin and I can lend it out for 5% interest. And I was like, how the fuck is that like a thing? A currency is a currency. How the fuck do you get interest on a currency, not a loan? Well, that's exactly how you get interest on currencies. You loan the currency. So that is how people were getting interest on stable coins, as people were buying stable coins on margin. So when they loan those coins out, they get interest on that. So I had no idea how that was happening, but that's what's going on because I don't buy shit on margin. Chelsea was sold. I was gonna buy this shit 100% for real. Some American group. It was like Dooley Bob something, some billionaire I've never heard of in a group. See, I don't need no group. I don't need no financing, yo. I need the world governments that are stealing my intellectual property to pay me my just compensation. And I basically infinity dollars for real. So I basically own the rights to education for the entire species. Nice. And a music portfolio. Nice. But, I think it was like $5.25 billion, making it the most expensive sale in professional sports history. So let me start over and find this Twitter thing and then some random stories. So now I've got the Jordan Peterson tweet up. I just watched the first minute and a half of the video, and he said his tweet was called hateful, and he'd rather die than delete it. Not that it was what did I have paraphrased? I'd rather die than delete the truth. But paraphrase kind of the same. It wasn't disingenuous. So it says, delete tweet 1 out of 1, violating our rules against hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. Interesting. You're allowed to do hateful conduct against people smarter than you, though. More mathematically inclined than you. That's not against the terms of services. But the tweets are, remember when pride was a sin, and Ellen Page just had her breast removed by a criminal physician. So, I dropped a comment on Mr. Peterson's video. I said free speech, but if you're running low on benzos, I can help you re-up if you need some. So let's just break down the tweet. Remember when pride was a sin. I'm assuming it means gay pride, like Pride Month was a sin. Okay, let's start with some definitions. Sin. Inconsistency to biological law. That is what that word means. And so when you say pride was a sin, but then you start talking about conservatism and religious beliefs of deep historical tradition, you guys are fraudulently restricting the progress of historical knowledge. And then you're basing your fucking bullshit on your personal insecurities and value identities. And so no, at no point in time would homosexuality ever be a fucking sin. Again, with the express exception for extremely low populations, that would be the only time anybody of a real intellectual caliber would go against biological law. You can't be inconsistent at a certain level. It's not physically possible. The same way I couldn't go to school and not do physical proofing in math class, and they wouldn't let me in the fucking group. You can't be inconsistent at a certain level of intelligence. And if you have a fucking, Mr. Beast is nearing 100 million followers on YouTube. Jesus Christ, LOL. God, LOL. The Prophet, LOL. That's a real social movement of following, not 100 million YouTube subs. And so, when he says, it's a sin? Remember when pride was a sin? Absolutely no historical context whatsoever. Religion's a bunch of freaky weird people who can't read and write for themselves. But it would never be a sin. It would absolutely never. But just reading the tweet, I mean, pride is not specific to gay pride. I'm proud of something. I'm prideful in America. I'm a proud American. Fuck no. I can't snort I cannot even snort some freedom, let alone infinite freedoms tomorrow. So to me, as just a Twitter reader, I don't even know what the fuck this tweet is supposed to say. Remember when pride was a sin. Being boastful, being gluttonous, that's one of the 7 deadly sins. But that's, again, the word sin means inconsistency to biological law. And Jordan Peterson's the thief who said, I just figured this out yesterday, and it described my discovery about the difference between the Old and the New Testament. As I'm getting harassed by everybody. Actual harassment. Standing on my porch, walking around my home, sitting at the pool. That's actual harassment. And Ellen Page has had her breast removed by a criminal physician. So I don't see how this is hateful in any fucking... And I have no fucking respect for Jordan Peterson. I literally commented on making fun of his benzo disorder. But I just commented free speech. I see nothing against just the terms of services of Twitter. And again, Twitter is now the public sphere of... It has a special piece of sentiment of the human beings. And I'm back on Twitter just for news purposes. I probably check it once or twice a day. But literally just like the news section and famous people. No, nothing like personal stuff. And I have no intention of tweeting anything. But as written, this is not against the terms of services. And additionally, you can't write private contracts against the Constitution, which is free speech. Absolutely nothing insightful of violence. Asked a question, inconsistent definitions, big fucking retard. But again, like Eric Weinstein, Jordan Peterson, Brett Weinstein, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, I have to reread the things they type like 5 times to try to figure out like the subjects and the nouns and try to figure out what they're even talking about. So no, I calling this hateful. No. I hate Jordan Peterson. He's a thief at the highest level of intellectual property with 5.19 million subscribers, can't even form a sentence properly. And then later on in this video, he says sensorial. Sensorial, direct theft of intellectual property on your video. And like within the first 3 minutes, he says it like 3 times. So that's what an infinite H index is. When you identify it is what it is, and you add more specificity, and then you steal my property, you literally just spit out the logic that I proved to you, and you say, well, I'm so fucking stupid, I don't see how that's a problem, and you steal intellectual property as an instinctual reaction. And so no, banning this, this is against free speech. And again, no respect to Jordan Peterson. This is not hateful. This is not insightful. This is not. The only other thing that could be kind of is the word criminal physician, which no, I mean, I don't think it's absolute. I don't think gender reassignment surgery is criminal in any fucking way. Because again, I don't think people who get horns implanted in their fucking skull is is criminal in any fucking way. It's consent. People want to take their breasts out. Again, don't breast cancer people take their breasts out? And you might say, well, that's a way different reason. But that's speciality. That's sexual differentiation for sexual differentiation for antagonism, for biological reproduction, right? When it comes to sex, we all get so weird. If you have breast cancer, you take your breasts out. If people want to get body modifications, gauges in their ears, horns in their fucking head, diamonds in their fucking forehead, that's body modification in the same exact fucking way. And so calling that criminal, no, in the general sense. But no, if it was criminal, it'd be illegal. Now, does the cops actually enforce the law? No, not in any capacity whatsoever. But no, that's a complete breakdown of retard Jordan's tweets. Again, Mr. Peterson, if you need some more benzos, I can hook you up with that. But no, not hateful, not insightful. Not hateful is an extreme overreach by Twitter, and Twitter can't say, if it's within the realm of free speech in a meaningful way, Twitter has a special place in sentiment and has to be held to that standard, not to a private contract of terms of services. So fuck Jordan Peterson, nothing wrong with the tweet. But he does sensorial like 3 times with direct theft of intellectual property. So Just a couple random stories. Again, the one from fucking hilarious from yesterday, 2 days ago at the pool. So again, I'm at an apartment complex closing on a house on Monday, a week from tomorrow. And it's literally sitting at a pool, I'm here for another month, just sitting by the pool drinking beer. And so I'm sitting there, I told you about the other ones, I met John and Jason, and I've seen John a couple times say, hey, again, these could be actual neighbors, but at this point I don't say anybody doesn't know, even if it's just regular neighbors that hear gossip. So I'm sitting at the pool, and this older gentleman comes up, I don't know, probably 70, 75, and this time I'm sitting, when John and Jason came up to me, I was sitting by the pool at a pool party. So people approaching you, not really surprising at all. This time it's just a normal day, and I'm sitting probably midday, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock, and it's like at a table. We have like a bunch of pool chairs, and then just like an actual couple tables with 6 chairs around them. So where I'm sitting this time is a lot less inviting just to approach a random person. And so I'm just sitting there, and this older guy comes up to me, and I'm not kidding you, our conversation goes like this. I have I don't even know if I have my headphones on or not, but he comes up to me, doesn't really like introduce himself or anything, doesn't like ask me a question, and I'm just cheesing, just looking at him like this. Because again, 1,000 IQ points, that's proving shit. 1,200 EQ points is just behaving, interacting with me, and seeing how that goes for you. And so the first thing out of his mouth is, again, he's like, what's up with the headphones? And before he even says that, I'm already like not acknowledging it, and he just like, I don't know if you watched the previous videos, and if he's part of the military team or whatnot. Right when he starts talking, I just start trying to guess where he's from. And so for my first guess was Amsterdam, which I quickly turned around to England, and then our conversation goes like this: what's up with the headphones, England or Amsterdam? And you can just tell like he knows who I am already. I'm at a pool table, not really like in a place you'd approach another fucking person. And if you don't know who I am, you're not going to approach me. If you do know who I am, don't approach me. The only conversation I would have is where the fuck is my money so I can stop getting harassed. That is the it. And in the past 2 years, I've been harassed, I'm not kidding, maximum every 2 weeks. And more realistically, probably every 3 to 4 fucking days. Since SEMA threw a fucking snowball at my back, and a bunch of these cops, and I quote, before we get back to the pool story, another one of my downstairs neighbor that moved in after me, who's directly interacted with me again, of this, we're having this conversation without really directly talking about UFOs and aliens. And one night he's gonna go look into that, but he says, and I quote, we can do basically whatever we want. So I have on record, law enforcement or people involved, unless they're actual aliens themselves, which I seriously fucking doubt, almost 100% sure that it's just human beings dropping knowledge that they know I kind of know, and seeing what else we can do. But barring the fact they're actual literal fucking aliens, which is discernible, these people down here either work for the federal government or they don't. And so we can basically do whatever we want. As I'm being tortured and can't eat food when I want to. Doesn't that sound like a gang? We can do basically whatever we want. We got numbers. I teach everybody. I have fucking numbers. It might take a little while for people to really catch on, but I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I do what's right. So, standing on my porch, again, talking to myself in an audible level, where if you're not actively listening, you could not hear me. And these people respond in conversation, right? If you're at a pool and you're not talking to somebody, you can tell who the language is directed at if they're talking to somebody. I mean, direct interaction without like looking in each other's eyes and talking. We can do basically whatever we want. And so I tell people, do not harass me, do not approach me. We can do whatever we want, so they do. That's slavery. That is forced to work, and anytime they want to abuse me, whip me on the back, to the point where I can't eat. This isn't just, again, I'm sad. I can't eat food when I get harassed to this level, and it is constant at this point. At some point, we have to respect the United States law. Freedom, baby. July 1776, July 4th, Declaration of Independence. No freedom to this minute of this day for me at all. Back to the pool story. And so I immediately guessed England, clearly England. And so I literally say Interpol. I'm just like Interpol. And the dude doesn't react. Doesn't react like at all. And I'm literally giving him like extremely annotated facial expressions like, oh, well, he's like, what's in the headphones? Oh, Amsterdam, England, Interpol. It was like 3 guesses. It was literally like 3 guesses. And if I can't imagine calling some just random person at my apartment building Interpol and not being like, why the fuck would you think that if it wasn't actually fucking Interpol? Immediately it was English dude, and I was just like Interpol. And this dude was like 70, so I don't know, maybe like senior undercover ops for 30 years. Well, let's go see what's going on with the headphones. listening to music, still linguistic prodigy, processing language all day, and talking to aliens. But you don't need the fucking headphones to talk to the fucking aliens, by the way. But it has a microphone. And so, right, just like in 1957, when we discovered the cosmological microwave background, what's this background temperature? What's this background temperature? What's this background noise? What's this background noise? So I'm going to use my gifts and my talents as most prodigiously as I fucking can. And the thing that slows me down is fucking dumb pieces of shit harassing me. Yeah, it's not like these are friendly neighbors. It's not like he comes up and introduces himself, talking about stuff. I don't even know his fucking name. I literally asked him what his favorite. Well, we talked about Premier League soccer ship. Once we figured out that he likes Arsenal. Arsenal finished 5th. I looked it up last night. So that's a pretty good job for Arsenal. But then like after like three syllables, he's just like sitting there like, what do I say? Yeah, that's a great question. So I said, weather's nice. Weather's nice? I don't know what the fuck is like. The whole time I'm giving him this very like annotated response. Every time he says, I'm just like, oh yeah, oh, awesome, sweet. The headphones, oh yeah, music and stuff. It's just like, because again, if they're just normal neighbors, they're not going to approach me. They're just not going to be rude about it. Well, that's not entirely true, but to every fucking law enforcement, I would defend myself and my property to the highest level possible if it was practicable in any capacity right now, fucking today. But I can't, because you guys can do basically whatever you want, and you'll clear your belts if I try to collect my property and stop getting fucking harassed. That's slavery. That's forced to work. At my old neighbor, Adam, why are you still doing this? Because I'm not allowed to leave. And freedom. So just a couple other really quick stories from the other couple quotes from the realtor group that I told you I didn't like, but I liked the house, so I got that. But on our first day we go in there, and when you buy a house, some have contingencies, like they need some possession time. Like you buy the house, but they still need to live into like the end of August or something. So we go the first day, and the two ones we looked at, it needed possession times that I didn't want. And so the next day, I told the realtor I was working with that I was an investor. And so the next day we go to the next house, and she's like telling me something about houses, and again, I don't know all of the sump pump and the heating, conditioning, just like literally the layout of a fucking house. And she says to me, oh, I thought you were some big investor. And to which I responded like, yeah, stocks, not real estate, as if real estate's the only way to invest. But no, I am a big fucking investor. I have a substantial net worth right now today. I'm owed infinite fucking money. Like literally, actually, it's not an exaggeration. Put a value on what the fuck I have done. Please and thank you. But it's just like these comments, like, I'm buying a house for $350,000 in cash. Oh, I thought you were some big investor. I literally told her it was about my rainy day fund, because it is. Most of the wealth I have right now is not liquid, because it's fraudulent. The people that would buy my shit or allow me to sell a product are the people that I was told when I told you that graph of people that aren't told they can't interact with me, it's those people. Bam, I am out of society. Bam, I can't go to school. Bam, I can't associate with anything within a university, which is everything. And then I go buy a house. Oh, I thought you were some big investor. And again, their main office is in Polaris Parkway in Westerville, Ohio. Nope, you're correct, Westerville, Ohio. It was the most inbred hillbilly fucking fat middle-aged trash, and they're all like 35 to 45-year-old overweight women, and nothing can come out of their mouths besides judgment and privilege. It is the only thing I've ever experienced. And so, oh, I thought you were some big-time investor. And then I go, and then once my offer was accepted on like probably the third or fourth offer I did overall, not with this person, but I go to drop off my earnest money deposit, and right when I go into the front office, I get some other middle-aged overweight woman comes up and gives me this kind of like strange look, and is like, oh, she told me about you. I'm sure it was good things, not. And because after, again, I told you earlier about the story about, the one offer that was, we offered $320 on something listed at $300, and she was like, well, if we want a convincing offer, you should get this done now. Like, buy. Like, go fuck yourself. I'm at the pool drinking beer. Fuck off. Have a nice day. But then I was like, who do you work for? Again, not in a rude way. I called their front office, and I literally left them a message, something to the effect of, hey, I'm working with so-and-so realtor, and I am having a negative experience. Thanks for listening. And that was the duration of my feedback to this company. Literally, it's on their ad recommend thing, and then I get on my LinkedIn, and the owner of the real estate firms has looked at it with no profile blocking, and then it says a realtor from so and so realtor company you worked with viewed it. So obviously the realtor that I'm working with views my LinkedIn profile. Then I go drop off my earnest money. Oh, she told me about you. Yeah, I'm teaching everybody's children. I want some fucking respect, and then by respect I mean money, so I can get away from you fat freak shows. And the answer is no. And it's not supposed to be funny. I can't eat food. Jordan Peterson says he'd rather die than the truth. I just want to do something practical to eat food. That is it. I want to do something practical so I can have a family. Having a family and career is not possible in any state in this fucking country whatsoever. And for me personally, it's not possible anywhere in this fucking world. I can get on a plane right now and go anywhere, have the money to do so. There's going to be a fucking U.S. Marshal undercover dude sitting next to me. Literally. So, thank you, real estate people. People from Westerville, Ohio, again, shun the St. Paul, DeSales, OSU, Westerville Central, Westerville South, Westerville North, Columbus, Ohio fucking community at all costs. Do not hire them. Do not support their businesses. Take your business out of this fucking city. Put this shit to fucking zero. Cancel this whole fucking community. Good God. Just other quick stories. This one could kind of go pretty long, but a couple more. So I might just do one or two more stories and leave it at that. It's probably getting close to 30 minutes. So I told you about the thing with my baseball coach where he made us do like an NCAA bracket and I didn't turn it in, so I had to run 17 polls, like an extensive punishment of running for the baseball teams. I didn't participate in literally more games, like literally filling out an NCAA bracket. So my coach made me run 17 polls, and to which point I ran the polls, quit, and left. And my old fake fucking friend Chris called me like, "Hey man, do you really want to quit? We all kind of want you." And then so the next day, I remember we had like this biology field trip for advanced biology with Mrs. Barrett the next day. So I go in, and again, my dad was like, "You don't quit things. We don't quit." Again, playing games, but we don't support our kids' science research in any fucking meaningful capacity. And we can call Peter Patton to get Brian basketball tickets, but we can't call Peter Patton to get Brad his money. And my brother texts me like, "You can't eat food? Sorry to hear that." Again, just enjoy your life, man. Enjoy your privileged life. I can't eat food and I can't travel. I can't make decisions for myself in any capacity whatsoever. And it works for a dude worth $4.5 billion and I can't get my $12 million, which is contractually owed to me. Freedom, baby. And so after I go back into school, talk to my coach, and again, I have to apologize for probably a 40-year-old intimidating me and punishing me over a fucking game, which is fucking child abuse. Because he wants to teach me who's boss, and teach me his ways, and teach me to be obedient and be a good listener. As I'm more mature than them, and I'd like to do scientific research, but the entire community, all they do is play games. So I love when people say sports helps. Sports teaches people to be the most selfish, incompetent, pathetic fucking trash fucking ever. Like my old fat fucking friend, Brendan Schlebig. How the fuck is that piece of shit allowed around children? Honest fucking question. Coach Schlebig, let you touch your fucking kids and you're an absolute fucking freak show. Don't forget, Brennan, don't forget to tell your team how you were the designated drunk driver in college. Which, that's pretty fucking disgusting. So, yep, you and Ryan Maloney, man. Those designated drunk drivers. Dynamic duo, bro. Good people out there in our community. And very great to be around fucking children. But after I try to come back to the baseball team, and again, because the home pressure is just out of control. I have no friends. I can't do anything. I'm fucked to this minute of this day of my life. So I go back in there and my coach is like, "You have to apologize to the team. You quit on your team." I was like, "No, I was trying to get away from an abusive adult." But okay, yeah, I'm going to apologize to the fucking team. And so I go in there and I'm like, again, I told you about the barn area is what we called it, just a hitting facility in the back of our school. And so, just a couple of batting cage nets. And so, the coaches leave, and it's just us players in there, and nobody can take any of this shit seriously. Nobody, and they're like, "Brad, you have to apologize." I'm like, "Yep, sorry guys, I didn't fill out my NCAA bracket, so therefore I had to run an extended amount of distance, 17 poles, which I don't know, maybe 2-3 miles. But it was just the principle of it all. And then it was like a 30-second apology. We just started fucking laughing. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" To this minute, this day, I fucking hate sports. But But good fucking God. So I'm 100% suing Tom Newbert and Brendan Schlebig. They work for St. Francis of Sales High School, which is part of the Diocese of Columbus, which is distributing my intellectual property. So if I can't have a career and fucking eat, then neither can fucking you. And I'm seriously suing every single fucking person. Every person that has contributed to spreading slander, lies, participating in a racket conspiracy that distributes my property, 100% all everybody. So Tom Newbert, you want to catch back up when you get served with papers, then we can catch back up. But you intimidated, borderline abused a child, and at this point you're working for a school that is distributing my fucking intellectual property, and I can't start a career or family. So fuck you guys. No, I'll just do another quick one from the DeSales group. Again, when I was living at my parents' house, a couple of the other people that I knew in my community, literally lived in the neighborhood as well, so you'd just see them out on walks and stuff. And so one day, again, I'm out there sitting on the driveway, literally just on a lawn chair drinking some beer. Old kid I was decent friends with, certainly in the community, Taylor Vaughn, who comes walking by, and he comes up to me and he's like, you get into small talk, but from an arrogant, privileged perspective of, this is what I'm putting on Snapchat, because people are literally stealing my property. At the same time, people weren't sure. I sent the most profound intellectual discovery in human history directly to academic institutions, and they were like, we weren't sure, he has to prove more. Which at my level, there's nothing else to do. Profound panic and torture. And to this minute of this day, that's not stopped. And so I'm posting, again, because if the community could stand up for me, if someone gets their business burnt down, and the community all chips in because it was just a fucking terrible thing, well, they got scapegoated and tortured by a community, but they don't really feel responsibility and they don't feel guilty, so they just kind of push me out and don't do anything. And so Taylor Vaughn's walking past me, and just forced small talk. I don't want to talk to anybody, but this is what this disgusting, selfish community does, with absolutely no fucking values and have no idea how to raise their children. And he says something to me to the effect of, are you in a better place now? Because you were. And he goes, whew, angry that people are stealing from me? I have a right to defend my life and my property, and people are stealing my property to the point it affects my life. For real. For real. And so again, to the St. Francis of Sales community, you guys are the most disgusting and shameful and most poignantly, scientifically illiterate people that have ever existed. You scapegoated me to the point of slavery because you could not accept scientific proof, coming from me personally. So, yeah, are you in a better place? Not really. I'm still trying to go to court, sue people that owe me a bunch of money, and send a bunch of criminals to fucking prison. It's not like I'm in a bad place. I'm a fucking fighter. I'm the fucking person who teaches everybody's children. I have a right to get fucking mad at this shit. But when I get mad, again, that's what I'm saying. I'm not allowed to behave like a normal human being. When normal human beings get mad, I'm not allowed to get mad. When normal human beings get happy, I'm not allowed to get happy. And so, I've been doing this instinctually every time I express anything or don't respond to people. If I'm in a group of people and they're spreading insecurity and I can't process it, they're going to be like, what is this thing anyway, without me saying a single fucking word. So, or how are you doing better? You are, I'm still fucking furious, and your sins aren't going away. Your inconsistency, your criminality is not going away. This community committed slander to the point where it's costing me billions and billions upon billions of dollars of wealth for fucking real. If not hundreds of trillions. Hundreds of trillions minimum. If I was allowed to actually execute my career, no reason I couldn't independently cross $2 quadrillion of wealth. No fucking reason. But I'm a slave. The human species will not let me interact with fucking anybody. So the St. Paul, DeSales, OSU, Columbus, Ohio community, fuck you at all costs, and you're going to have the most prodigious scientist and musician of all time gunning for every single one of your jobs, every single one of your businesses, and most importantly, your legacy and respect. You guys are whores and disgusting fucking people until you're 25 to 30 years of age. And by that time, the damage has already been fucking done. Because of that, I have been literally tortured. Literally, profoundly and extensively tortured every minute of every day for the past 6 going on 7 fucking years. I've not had a day-to-day life in 10 going on 11 years. And so a couple more stories, but this episode's probably getting long enough. So thank you for watching Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 131, Casual Conversations 55. I am begging people to please pay me my money or simply let me leave so I can feel safe enough to eat. I am a fucking slave. Thanks for watching. And enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your fucking cookouts, being fat, and having friends, and having financial security, and being in the most competitive labor market in all the world, and having kids and cousins and career. Just fuck everybody, man. You guys are all fucking disgusting. There's not a person living and breathing right now that is not dying in fucking shame.
Maybe 2 or 3 generations of your own family will know you, maybe a handful of fucking friends, and that is your entire friend group. That's the entire bit of community you've contributed to. And I contributed to the entire human species and plenty of species past that. So fuck you, I have no friends, and fuck you again. Disgusting, disgusting people. Enjoy your freedom.